It's a little past 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting for the County of Starr, Monday, June 10th. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here. Let the record show that we do have quorum. Commissioner Peña and Commissioner Alvarez is being absent. If everyone would please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is the minutes.
I do the move to approve the minutes.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is claims.
Yes, Judge, the claims have been submitted, they've been reviewed, and we recommend that they be approved.
I do so move, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anyone from out of town?
Judge,
Yes, sir.
there's an agenda item which the Commissioner got someone to address. I have a meeting that I have to leave to.
Okay.
Appreciate it, we can take that up.
Oh, okay. Is that the unincorporated nuisance?
Yes.
Okay, if it's okay, we'll move to item number 7. It's weedy lot or whatever.
I understand Commissioner Garcia had questions about it, or?
Yes. What's the next step? People have been calling, and we got problems, at least in my area, you know.
First, Commissioner, I need to ask one question, very simple question. Have you looked over the ordinance, the program, what was passed by the court?
And I looked at part
Yes,
of it, but I'm here, I hope that you would interpret it, you know.
Well, it's because I draw your attention to it, to look at pages 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just look through them, and it'll give you step by step as what's going to be done. I'll go through it right now, but that will give you basically the way it works. Essentially, the first step is the key players is the planning department. That's the key players. The second key player is the county judge's office. And after that, yourself, the commissioner, the constables, my office, all these other individuals. The first step is that somebody will complain, or they'll let you know about it, and then you'll have an idea about it. If you receive a complaint, we would discourage anonymous reports because we need to follow up sometimes with them. So we like to have complainants actually sign their name, take some responsibility. If you're going to complain, put your name on the line. You know.
But how about if I want to complain? Can I complain?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why should we go to the public? I mean.
Well, because I'm just saying that there can be complaints. I mean, obviously you're not everywhere all the time. But if somebody brings you a complaint, we'd like to have their number so we know where to contact them so they can help us out with the investigation and so on and so forth. When you have anonymous, we'll accept it. I mean, but we would like to discourage that if possible because this is their county after all. So anyway, so we start off with a complaint. Somehow you get a complaint. You forward it to the planning department. Okay, the planning department at that point their job is to go out and verify that complaint. They go out to the lot, they go out and see whether it's weeded or not. They determine that it is weeded. They determine that it's over 3 feet worth, or it's a public nuisance, that there's some way that rodents can hide there, that it's a danger to the public, etc. Okay. At that point, they will have to have a notice sent, essentially, to the individual. That notice can either be hand delivered or through mail, certified mail. But there's got to be proof that it's sent to that person and somehow either they received it or that it was returned because they no longer live there. They will determine who the owners of that lot are, okay, by deeds and records that are in the county files. After that, after they investigate, they'll then turn it over to the county judge and they'll show the judge. After they send that notice out, you got to wait 60 days to let that person that is being complained of that they have a bad lot. Within those 60 days, if you don't hear anything from them, of the owner of that lot, then the county judge can go ahead and find that it is in fact a public nuisance, that it needs to be cut and cleaned, And then after it's cut and cleaned, that could be by the commissioner's court, by a third party, but we do a bill of costs. And that bill of costs, if we do not know who the person is, if it's not a person, if it's an estate, if the people, we don't know who they are, and it's an unknown, then it gets taxed on the land. And that's what the attorney the other day was explaining to us, that whenever there will be a lien placed on the property. If they go for a loan, if they try to get clear title, if they try to sell it, it comes up as a lien, and at that point it gets paid. Or if it gets sold off through a tax sale, we get paid first, and then the taxing entities get their monies. Now, that's if nobody answers. And that's in the best of situations. If somebody does answer, let's say there's a big lot and, for example, Joe Blow, he says, you know what, within those 60 days, he says, hey, that's my lot, and I don't think it's weeded. The county judge then has to set a hearing within 60 days of him receiving that notice of the man contesting it. Within those 60 days, he'll bring evidence, and the department will bring evidence. We can assist with that. My office can assist in that hearing. And then the judge makes a determination whether or not it's weeded. And if it's not weeded, then the case ends. If the judge determines that it is weeded, then we go through the same similar procedure where somebody from the county cuts it, cleans it, and then makes that person pay. Plus, they'll have to pay the costs of the hearing, and all that gets billed to them. They don't pay, it goes against the property as a lien as well. That's basically the procedure, Commissioner.
So that procedure, we were talking that if they will take at least
60 days
6
minimum.
months.
60 days.
But then
Well,
you gotta go to
Investigate,
the
I would say
department.
70, 75 days.
Eh?
70, 75 days. We can't just get up and go and cut the grass.
And like I said, like I had a lady that complained, and she brought me the number. I called the guy. Said, give me 3 days, I'll clean it up. I mean,
Oh, you can do that, absolutely.
like I said, I mean, the guy said, look, I said, if you don't clean it, we're gonna put a lien on your property. We're gonna do it for you. We're gonna put a lien on. No, don't worry about it. Till by Sunday, it'll be clean. You know. So
And I would
people
actually
have been-
recommend, Commissioner, that you continue doing that. That's a great way of doing it, because in the end, yeah, we can do it the long way, but that's an informal way of resolving it, and then absolutely, that works.
Yeah, this guy said, give me the number. It was for sale. The property was for sale. I got the number. Guy up in Austin somewhere. I said, look, I'm just giving you a courtesy call. We just met through Commissioner's Court about the Winnie Lodge, and if you don't come and clean it, we will take over and clean it up, and we'll go ahead and lien on your property. I said, don't worry. It'll be done by Sunday. We'll have that cleared up. Okay. But there's lots, they start weeding. We're talking about I mean, it's a jungle in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even walk through them, you know.
But my recommendation, Commissioner, is to contact the planning department and start working with them. That's what y'all passed, that's what we're bound by. So, that's.
So the planning department will notify these people.
Yes,
One question
yes, sir.
on the notice. Let's say we send a register letter and they don't, no one claims it.
From the date of you send the first notice, you've got 60 days. If it comes back unclaimed, you met your burden, and the court can find that it's a weeded lot.
Yeah, I think it'd be best to do it that way and add that to the bill.
To the what,
because-
sir?
To the billing
Yes.
of the person.
That is correct.
Because if we just call, they're gonna say.
No, like I mentioned, we need to either personally serve them or send it by certified mail.
Okay, now what the commissioner did, I think that's a great idea, you know, if he just calls or any.
If we know the people who are in possession of the land.
The majority
Yeah.
of those lots will be taken care of if
Yes.
they know there's something gonna happen.
Like here, you know, on this, especially behind that Circle 7, we got about 4 or 5 lots here. We have to get a dozer to go in there. And the problem is, there are paved roads there, you know. So how can you get in there and don't know what a dozer without ruining the asphalt, you know? It's kind of, you know, it's not easy, but, you know, I mean, but these people, I just got I noticed that one of these belongs to a doctor in Monterrey. So I'm trying to get a hold of him, and I'm looking for the rest of the people, you know, tell them what we're gonna do. See if they can come up and, you know, and,
We now have a procedure, and that's great, but I think you're doing the right thing, Commissioner. It's in legal speak, what we call it is alternative dispute resolution. All the times, como has dicho, un mal arreglo es mejor que un buen pleito. You know, if we can come to some sort of agreement with the landowner, that'd be great.
And then we got another area here, which they went to the ARB and complained about the flooding there, which of course, you know, they're aware that they built in a very low area, in Ramadero. But there's a lot there that's, I mean, just full of weeds and grass and trees,
Hurts the natural flow.
it stops in it, yeah.
And that could be deemed a public nuisance by the court, absolutely.
And these people want to, you know, what they want to do, and I don't know, we can. She wants to sell the lot, but she wants $20,000. It's not even worth $5,000 or $3,000. Then they want, these people are saying, well, you need to be aware, if those people try to construct in there, call me, and we'll call the planning department to go and put I don't know if we could put an immediate stop on it or not, but you will block all the water to go through for the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Any other
questions?
I mean, if those people, I don't know, we can block them from building.
That would be something that we'd have to take up individually, Commissioner. I can't give a blanket opinion on that.
And, you know, we already did pass this ordinance or order, whatever, you know, court order, that we can't, and I'm getting ready, she's supposed to get me the number so I can call those ladies, the owner, and say, this is what's going on. You need to do something about it, or this is the action we're gonna take.
As far as the lot, Commissioner, and correct me, Commissioner, the only way that we can stop them from building if it's a certified lot is that we file some kind of injunction. And then if we do not allow them to build because it's a drainage area, we probably have to condemn, we have to pay. Or if they want to sell it, we'd have to buy it.
I would hesitate on giving any opinion, Judge, because there's just so many factors and variables. Is it a certified lot? Has it been platted? Has it been approved by the Commissioner's Court? If it hasn't, if it's been combined.
Those people's job. We can't just tell them you can't do anything, you know.
There's so many different ways that it can go. I'd have to know the specifics on it and to give an
But
opinion.
at least they're happy with these people who clean it, you know. And, you know,
Yeah, and I think, like I said before, most of the problems will be taken care of if we call them and say, hey, we're about to put a lien on your property.
I think that will really, having this mechanism in place really is gonna help out with people that we know the owners. And it's gonna tremendously help out with the ones that we don't, that are abandoned.
And if they don't, then we go through the process.
yeah, and then we got some other areas there, the 4 or 5 lots that I don't know if they belong to the county or school district. I think they were sold in a tech sale. That it's just, I mean, it's a jungle in there. Which I wish.
Good question, if they're under litigation for taxes, and we go in and clean, do the other entities have to pay us? The hospital, the schools, the city?
What ends up happening is if it goes to a tax sale, the first thing that gets liquidated is the lien. The lien still works, still counts. Yeah. Even if it's in litigation, if it's in there at a tax sale, the lien is the first thing that gets paid.
Any other questions?
You know, probably, you know, I don't know, it's those, they're full of trees. I don't know if we can probably pile them up and burn them right in there. But that man is gonna be, I mean, very costly to haul all that stuff out of there because it's, I mean, it's terrible.
I don't know about that, if we can burn them right there or not.
The control, we have to just contact the fire chiefs and maybe do a control burn. That'd be the way
I
to
would
do
say,
it.
to do that, you know, control problem there. Because, y hay leña, pero pues van a querer que se las corte.
Sí.
We could actually do a self-serve for that.
Big old trees.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gonzalez,
Thank you,
appreciate
Commissioner.
your,
Thank
the info.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone else at this county court at this time? If not, we'll go on with our reports, the gas department.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. My report is in your package. I really don't have anything else to add to it. Just like to highlight the volume loss for this month was 4%. It's the lowest we've ever been in years due to my crew. They're doing a good job. Any questions? No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
we got to recover those people that are careful, tons of tires in their house, what are we going to do? Tires, 400 tires, and several times.
Mr. Canales, quick question, going back to what you explained.
Yes, sir.
What about tires? If they have a stockpile of tires,
They're gonna be deemed a public nuisance.
What is this? First, our constable, when a guy reported that when he went and dumped a bunch of stuff behind, over in Escondida. So, I said
For
the
purposes of the
constable-
record, Judge, could we reopen the?
yeah, let's go back to item number 7, and this is the unincorporated nuisance area.
That's right. Well, Commissioner, I apologize.
Yeah, we had a report. We have to tell the people, you know, if you don't help me, well, I can't do nothing about it. If you see somebody doing illegally dumping something, get the license plate and call me.
See something,
Well,
say
she
something.
did, and we found the guy. So I sent the constable and went up there and told him, look, you want an illegal dump, some lumber and stuff behind that place up there. And he said, well, I'll go pick it up. I said, well, you need to go clean that area and take it to the landfill and bring back the receipt where you paid to go dump that stuff. But the same token, you know, at his mom's house, we got about 500 tires stacked up. And I got tired already of cleaning up the area. We go pick up 20, 30 tires, then you turn back around, you got 40, 50 on the back, you know, already back again. And we went around and we saw where it stockpiled. The lady called me and said, what can I do? I said, man, let me tell you something. We're gonna send TCQ to go visit you guys. Said, you need to go dispose of the tires. He told me, can I go take it to your place? No, man. You take them to the landfill and get a receipt that you paid and took them to the landfill. We got about 5 of those areas. Those guys, like I told you, these guys have a drug addiction problem, and they go out there and they give them to the tire places somewhere 50 cents, $1, or even a quarter. I've heard these people, they just give me a quarter for each tire I'll take care of it.
But is that a tire shop or what?
But the guys have, yeah, but they don't, the guys are, I already have advised the tire shops that don't, if you guys get caught, paying this guy to go dump the tires, we will go come after you. So they quit that. But they go to different areas, and one guy told us that he took those tires from Los Treviños, and he had a stockpile of 500.
Here's what we're going to do, Commissioner. On those lots, these can be reported to the planning department. The planning department can go out and look at the lots, see where they're at. If they are in fact, as you described them, loaded with all these tires, that could be deemed a public nuisance. We follow the exact same procedure. During the time after they receive the notice that the court is looking at it as a nuisance, then they can come forward and say, no, it's not, bring proof that it's not a nuisance, which if it is the way you say it is, then the court, Judge Vera, at this time, would find that it's a nuisance. And then you can go in there and clean it. And I understand you don't, it's a great expense to you. The fact of the matter is that at that point, you can do that and send a bill, and at the very least, attach it to the property. That bill will be attached to the property, and at some point, it can possibly be paid, versus what we have now, which is you are basically going out there, picking them up for free, and they will never, ever pay.
Well, that's about.
So those are the two things that we have a choice.
A ticket, the law enforcement work.
Well, certainly, the constable can go out there, and the law enforcement can go out there. A lot of times, the issue with that, Commissioner, is that kind of sort of if you pay a fine, you break the law, you pay a fine, doesn't mean that you have to clean it up.
Right, we tell them that they need to clean up.
I understand, but that's actually very difficult to enforce criminally. And so you kind of sort of, if it would cost me, just pretend, it would cost me $5,000 to clean up all the tires, but a fine is going to cost me $2,000. I'll pay the $2,000 fine. And I'll be done with it.
That's fine, but we need to start penalizing these people, because I'm tired of going, time after time picking up tires. And you can see the reported at the.
That's what we have in place.
We caught them up, you know.
That's what we have in place at the moment, is what you all passed. The other is, like I said, the constable can certainly enforce the law and ticket them. I wish that this, and you're aware that this is not limited to Starr County. This is a problem that's going on statewide. A bunch of different commissioners are having the same issue that you're having, and it is difficult, and it is bad because you do have individuals that will pick them up for 5, 10, 15, 20 cents a piece just to go dump them in their own lot, you know, and then it creates a public hazard. It's, you know, we're struggling with it.
Judge, I was approached by a gentleman, he's supposed to go to Guadalajara, or San Juan de los Lagos, that there's a guy there that has a shredding tire machine there, that he pulls out the wire, he sells the wire to the scrap metal, and he shreds those tires and makes diesel out of them. Oh, I don't know, I said, well, bring it down here, we'll give you the tires free. I said, we'll pick a place and start going, we'll go drop them off at your place at no cost.
And we've had 2 or 3 different companies that have come back to look at that. But the thing is volume. They need a lot more tires than we have. We even asked that they.
If I may add to that, Harlingen used to do that. They had that facility where they were removing the wire and shredding the tires and doing different. But EPA, TCQ regulations are so strict that they shut them down. I mean, we were even looking at some options if we could do some of it down here eventually. But once again, EPA, TCQ, all those, I mean, are so strict. Third countries are doing biodiesel with the tires, but these are third countries where they do it themselves.
What has happened to that machine that you ordered to do the tire, or the truck tire?
This has, I was gonna give them my report, but I just wanted to intervene on the.
Because, you know, we have, right now, we're cutting it by hand, or was it jigsaw to cut off the?
We already received.
Let's go ahead and move back to your report, the transfer station. So you can.
Good morning, yes. You have the financial report there with you, and the machine, we just received it last Friday. They didn't send the keys to it, so they're FedExing the keys. We already received the machine, and we need to, Miguel and myself are looking into the rates for semi-truck tires, so we can update our tipping fees. Currently, we're probably charging way too much, and we're not receiving any. But this way, we can start advertising and letting people know that we do receive them. I don't know if the Commission's Court would like for us to give you a report to where we can set limits or quantity to persons to eliminate all that one local resident can come in with 500 tires, 400 tires. That's not feasible, you know, those are tire shops. And then again, we need to target tire shops. We need to visit tire shops, have our quarterly enforcement, go to tire shops and kind of enforce some types of rules or some types of regulation. Where are they disposing of these tires? TCQ supposed to be doing that and asking for manifests where they're disposing of tires properly to this tire shop. Once again, we ask for the help, but.
I mean, do you have any data show on that tire cutter? How many tires can you do for one?
It's supposed to do, I think if I'm not mistaken, 5 per minute, something like that.
5 per minute? That's fast.
That's fast. The removing of the tire wall is fast. It's the loading, unloading of the tires.
Yeah, because we have a problem. We got a lot of truck drivers here that, I mean, and they have told me that when they go install tires up and buy tires, they will not take those tires. If you want to buy a tire, you're going to take your own tire. But they won't take it. And
They're a problem.
yeah, so, you know, of course, I hope that, you know, get started because we have a problem.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to go visit when it's ready, because I think we might
We
be
already have
able
it
to
here
get
at
an
the-
adapter to work with the one I've got.
We already have it at the tire shop. Once again, we don't have the key. They already FedExed on Friday, so hopefully today or tomorrow.
Actually, we have received the keys a little while ago, and of course, we need to train the personnel to use, it's a different type of machine, which I'm sure they can do it, but we need to train them so that they can use it properly. And of course, before we start accepting them, we need to adjust that tipping fee schedule.
We'll bring something to the court.
We will.
So we can,
We will, hopefully, our next Commissioners Court, we will have all that. That way we can get approval from you all to start and, you know, the new rates. And like Mr. Gonzalez said, I think we do need to put a limit because somebody can come with 800 tires, resident, from household.
That could be an entire shop, I think.
Oh, for sure. And that's why they try to use that resident or that household, take them for me. Because for you, it'll be just $2. And for us, the commercial people, it'll be more. So they try to find their way, and I'm sure that they give that resident or homeowner some kind of a fee or, you know, a couple of dollars or whatever. But that's the problem. That's why we need to set a limit. And we will we'll present it to you. And if we need to do any adjustments at that time that you feel, you know, we need to, you know, move the numbers, we can do it at that time.
No, sir, because there's people tell me they don't mind paying, but nobody will take them. I said, well, you know, we're the only ones, and we have made this, you wanna live here, you get to cut all the wiring off, and we'll put them there in the county. Go ahead and cut all the wiring off, and then we'll cut it for you, but you need to help them because it's too much.
well, hopefully with this machine, we can resolve.
But we got it on Friday, and today we got the key, so we should be starting
Okay.
to
As
train.
soon as you get it going, let me know, because I'd like to take that guy to.
Yeah, but like I said, we need to train and get approval from the court for the fees.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to approve the tipping fees.
Okay.
Thank you all. Anything else, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, and you're all welcome to come by the transportation, look at the machine, see it. We already have the manual, and like Miguel indicated, so we'll start getting our personnel prepared to operate it properly and safely, so we can start receiving the, hopefully by next commissioner meeting, we'll have everything ready to. Other than that,
Any other questions?
thank you.
Thank you. Tax assessor, Ms. Salinas.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
You have my report in front of you. This is my report for 2019. The total countywide collections for May 2019 were $466,690.99. In May of 2018, there were $750,520. There was a total collection of $238,821 less than last year. Year-to-date, we have collected $458,571 less than last year. Our total current collections for Starr County's entities were $195,226. Current collections for May 2018 were $205,105. There was a total current collection of $9,879 less than last year. Year-to-date, we have collected $58,477 more than last year. Our total delinquent collections for May 2019 for just Starr County were $103,411. Total delinquent collections in May 2018 were $250,991. There was a total delinquent collections of $147,580 less than last year. Year-to-date, we have collected $364,759 less than last year. As May 31st, the tax office has collected 96% of the projected collections. Projected collections remaining are $564,172.21. Do you have any questions on my report?
Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Salinas.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, Senator.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. You have the report in front of you for the month of May. And our vital preservation, we were able to collect $219. Records management, $5,890 copies. $3,781.20. Our records archive fee was $5,745. Our marriage licenses was $1,219.50. Our birth certificates was $122.40. Our birth to the state was $210.60. And our county clerk was $16,317.32. And for courthouse security was $602. For the total month of May, due to the treasurer, the amount of $34,107.02. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I've been trying to get things going here at the office, and I did stumble upon a invoice that the county clerk's office owes to iDocket. I'm gonna give it to you guys. It's something that we would need to look at maybe further on in the future. We owe iDocket $12,000 for the years of 2015, 16, and 17. This is the support that iDocket gives us, Judge and Commissioners, for the year. For some reason, the previous county clerk hadn't taken care of it. We did go back and forth with our treasurer's office and with the auditor's office to see if it had gotten paid, and unfortunately it hasn't.
What years were they?
2015, Judge, 2016, and 2 in 2017. Basically, what we pay to iDocket is $3,000 per quarter, so $12,000 a year. So what is owed to iDocket, which they've been kind of sending to me, is $12,000 total. So we could look at that later on this year. That would be good to kind of take care of that.
Mr. Canales, just that, but this is the same thing that happened to us with the attorney's bill that we didn't want, or I didn't want to pay. I don't know if there's any law that says, because we work with budget years.
Right.
So now we have 15, 16, and 17 budget years that didn't get deducted. Now I need to pay it all from this budget year.
Right.
And that puts a tremendous strain in this year's budget. Same thing happened with the lawyers.
Right.
Why they don't bill us in a timely manner, or if Mr. Gonzalez, previous clerk, did not submit the bill or didn't pay, or we didn't pay, whatever, why don't they keep sending us a bill?
Right.
I have a business, a small business, and I cannot go 3 years without collecting. I'd be bankrupt.
Right.
So
And I did stress that to them, that it was kind of hard for me to take over something that
Yeah.
wasn't owed during my, time. And we did go back with the auditor's office a couple of times and to see, if possibly it was paid through maybe general. But unfortunately, as of right now, we haven't been able to find it, Judge. I just want to kind of give you.
I think they should be held to some liability.
Right. I
In this
agree.
thing, but again, I don't know the law. Mr. Perez, could you shed any light? You're not a lawyer.
Not an attorney, no.
Okay.
I mean, my thing is just we're up to date with what we have now. I mean, with our current, and we're going to continue that. And like I told the owners, I said, look, we'll do our best. I mean, you've been collecting it or trying to collect it the past 3-4 years, and you haven't gotten any payment. So I mean,
I'd like to sit down and negotiate with them, because I think part of the liability should be theirs.
I agree.
Not
But you
all.
say they never send a bill.
I don't know, Commissioner. According to what Adrian told me, was that Dennis understood that it was paid. At one point in time, I guess y'all weren't, POs were kind of stopped during maybe sometime a couple years back, and
But not for 3 years.
right, and then maybe had gotten paid through like a general type of big check, but we kind of went through it, and we haven't been able to find these particular invoices that they are charging us for at the county clerk's office.
How much is it, what's the amount?
$12,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it would probably be kind of difficult to prove that they haven't been doing their part in collecting that invoice. I mean, if they've been sending it, we just haven't done anything with it. If it's been
But
ignored
the
for
thing
some
is,
reason.
they haven't sent the bill.
We don't know that.
We
Oh,
don't
I mean,
need
I just got, I had forwarded to Reina last week, we kind of talked about it briefly, and I just kind of would throw it out to you all just to report. No, obviously, they haven't done anything, we're continuing with the support with them, I mean, they haven't stopped anything.
Yeah, I'd like to sit down and discuss it with him.
Sure.
And maybe have Mr. Canales or someone
Sure.
from his office present, because, again,
So we do a lot of business with them.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of departments
Yeah.
that do business with
Yeah,
you.
because, and again, I'm not saying that they shouldn't get paid. I feel if someone doesn't try and collect in a timely manner, then they don't need the money.
Right,
We do.
I agree. I agree. Any other questions?
You can probably, you know, I mean, in my opinion, I think they already got paid because, I mean, it's gonna take 3 years to come and, that they can't find the records or something, that's a totally different story. But, you know,
It's a matter of proving that we.
let me ask you something, Mr. Perez. In the auditor's office, do they have each department, like, who's the people we owe to?
I docket.
iDocket, do they have a file where whatever is being paid to iDocket is in a special file?
Yes, we have it.
Hmm?
And the system and in paper.
I can't hear.
Both on the system, on the computer and paper-wise. we do
They're
that.
posted, but do you have a record in paper,
Yes.
a file?
Yeah. Yeah, Sam did send me some stuff and we went over it, and for the last 5 years, matter of fact, and tried to find it, and couldn't find anything on these particular ones that they're charging the county.
And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that we don't know, maybe we do. I'm saying, but if we do owe it, they also have a duty of trying to collect in a timely manner.
Right.
But again, you know, certainly I don't want to break the law, we need legal advice.
I mean, they haven't done anything other than just send an invoice, Judge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
See if you can set up a meeting with them,
sure.
and a day that Victor is available.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Sheriff's Department?
Morning, Judge, Commissioner. Our projected revenues for the May 2019 collected $420 from the city of Rio Grande, $390 from Roma, $1,500 from AUSA, which is the inmate telephone system. This is a new item. It's the transportation services, which includes the hourly rate for the guards and the mileage that we spend on going back and forth to Benson Tower. That's $8,576. U.S. Marshal Services, $134,695. Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, $128,466 for a grand total of $274,000 with $47. As of June the 5th, we had 76 inmates from the marshals, 80 from Hidalgo County, and our local inmates are 85. So that's a total of 241. The monthly average for federal inmates was 79, and the monthly average for Hidalgo County was 76 for May. The difference between May 2018 and May 2019 is an additional $36,257.
How much? How much?
$36,257. May we collected $237,790, and in 2019 this year was $274,047 for an additional $36,257. So far we've collected for this fiscal year projected, we collected $1,989,193, and the increased revenues from last year so far is $151,710. We are showing 77% amount collected, projected on the total projected revenues to be collected this year.
You know, I think this is the highest number we've ever had.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Again,
I think the highest before that was 255,
yeah,
and then this one was 274.
I guess some of this was, one, the transportation fees, and the other
Correct.
was the negotiated contract that you all negotiated.
That is correct. The negotiation, the federal limit now is $55 a day per inmate, and the hourly rate for the guards is $20 an hour. And the mileage, I believe the national average right now is 58 cents. So that's what we're collecting. That's the transportation services.
You know, again, you know, I commend you on the job that you all are doing at the jail.
Thank you, Judge.
These numbers are staggering. I mean, they're mind-boggling. they continue.
Yes, they will, and Hidalgo County also wants to renegotiate. They want to match, plus the mileages we're getting with the marshal services as well. So they don't want to lose our business. So I was on a phone call with Chief Quintanilla. He said that he wants to come in and just renegotiate just to get us closer to the Hidalgo, closer to the marshal services. You know, he doesn't want to lose his 80 beds so far.
Well, again, congratulations and
Thank you.
thank you for the work that you're doing. Any comment or question? Thank you.
Thank you, Honor.
International bridge.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is a report for May 2019. It's the total revenue for traffic, it's $191,575 with 50 cents. And we show a decrease of $44,884 for the month of May 2019 compared to the month of May 2018. And we show an increase of $32,252 for the month of May 2019 compared to April 2019. And we have other collections of $120.99. And the grand total collections for May is $191,696 with 49 cents. Do you have any questions?
It's decreasing every month.
Yeah, it's,
Está muy coloreteado.
I know.
that's, this year we've lost, well, we haven't lost. I guess we're under my projections by
Yes.
over 200 grand.
200,000.
Yeah.
I think we check out.
I was conservative, but I don't know if I was that conservative.
I know.
I hope, well, and again, this has nothing to do with you all, this is out of your control.
Yes, this is out of our control.
Hopefully, things will change in Mexico
I hope so.
and we'll start getting the new project. Is this mainly pedestrian crossings that you?
Well, actually, it's both pedestrian and vehicles right now. Because we don't have trailers like we used to back then. So actually, it's commercial. Right now, we don't have anything commercial. So that's part of it also.
Which we do, what we can.
So, let's see how.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Treasurer,
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. You have my report for the month of May 2019 in front of you. If you could just follow along with me. We have the general fund with a balance of $4,452,382.15. At this time last year, 2018, the balance was at $2,511,051 with 53 cents for a difference of $1,941,330 with 62 cents, more so than last year. On the road and bridge, the balance for 2019 to May is at $702,866.99, and 2018 it was at $604,254 with 99 cents for a difference of $98,612 with 8 cents, more so than last year. On the enterprise funds, we have a total balance for 2018 of $726,216 with 53 cents. At this time last year, it was at $940,249 with 81 cents for a difference of $214,033.28 less than last year. And the special district funds, that would be the drainage district for 2019, we have $965,335 with 32 cents. At this time last year, it was at $678,379 with 36 cents for a difference of $286,955 with 96 cents more so than last year, which brings a grand total for 2019 as of last month or as of May for $6,846,800 with 99 cents. In 2018, last year, it was at 4,733,935 with 61 cents, for a difference of 2,112,865 with 38 cents more so than last year at this time. Are there any questions, please?
One observation, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Judge, vending machines, they're not mine, they're county vending machines.
Okay, we'll change the name. We'll make sure that- They didn't make any money, they make money anyway, Judge, okay, so.
Those
We'll
are the
change that
vending
name.
machines. And the ones we have now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. The auditor.
Again, good morning, Judge, Commissioners. We have the County Auditor's Report for the month of May 2019. The month of May is the 8th month of our fiscal year. We have elapsed 243 days out of 365, which puts us at 58% of the year has gone by. Excuse me. The cash reconcilement report as of May 31st, 2019 shows a general fund reconciled balance of $4,202,318.72. The road and bridge fund is $616,478.99, and the payroll clearing fund is $1,501,870.35. As I usually say, this report is a reconciled balance, so it is a little bit different than the treasurer's report because of that. Again, 66.58% of the year has gone by. Our general fund expenditure report shows a year-to-date amount of $12,532,167, or 68.88%, which is just a little bit above the 66.58 for the year that has elapsed. On page 3 of the report, we show the road and bridge fund expenditure report at $3,481,695, or 56.77%, which is below. We also have on item 4, the revenue reports. First being from the general fund, which on page 4 shows a total general fund expenditure or revenue report of $14,867,695, which is 81.69% of the total projected. Road and bridge total is $4,955,929, or 80.80% of the projected amount. On the next page, we've got the enterprise fund revenues and expenditures. For the international bridge, total international bridge revenue year-to-date is $1,451,588, or 54.6%, with expenditures of $1,338,305, 50.34%. The gas operating system, natural gas sales year-to-date, $720,851, or 68.98%, and total expenditures of $639,545, or 61.2%. The solid waste transfer station tipping fees year-to-date, $923,139, or 68.38%, with expenditures of $1,049,065, or 77.68%. On page 6, last page, we show a summary of the debt owed by Starr County as of 5/31/2019. That shows a list of the different loans, showing a total of $2,260,367. Any questions on?
Perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. And I have no report. Okay, continuing on to item number 6. This is an action item. This is to approve the new vendors list, Mr. Perez.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8 is an action item. This is to approve a donation of $50 from Ms. Lopez to the fire department precinct.
Move to accept the donation.
Second, Your
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is to accept the lease payment in the amount of $1,000 from EchoSite. Commissioner,
Move to approve.
moved and second, all in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is an action item, and this is a request for a loan from general fund in the amount of $136,450 for grant number 3688101. This is the sheriff's grant, is that correct?
Is that for the March 1st or the?
NIBRS grant?
Oh, for NIBRS, yes. That's for the NIBRS for the software system
Yeah.
that'll report the unified crime reporting system.
I think that's the one that we get reimbursed within 2 weeks.
Yes, that's correct. That's already a very best one.
Okay, I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 through 19 are budget amendment.
Yes, sir, those are all in order.
Move to approve.
You have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 20 and 21 are budget corrections.
Yes, sir, again, those have been reviewed, in order.
Move to approve, budget corrections.
Second, Your
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It is 10:55, and pursuant to section 551.074, we will now move into executive session to discuss or possible action on order of salaries. It's 11:20 and we're back in open session. We only discussed one item, and that was the order of salaries. Is there a motion?
move to approve all the salary.
Second motion to approve.
I have a motion second, Commissioner, if you want to amend it to approve it as corrected, because I think you got it correct.
correction
or what?
Yeah.
Yes, corrected.
Any discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, Your
Moving second, all in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
I'm not for the
Motion carries.